Guys, I'm gonna be 100 with you guys. Our gardening season this year was not really that good. And you might have saw by the titles, but in those videos, I'm always acting so excited about showing y'all the garden. That's because kind of the fact that I just come up with the titles at the end of the video. But no, in all seriousness though, our garden really hasn't been doing the greatest this year. I'm gonna explain to you why that is and what I wanna do to help improve the garden. By the way, no spoilers to my video that's coming out on Friday though. We're actually gonna explain what I'm gonna be doing next year for the spring garden. So I guess click the subscribe button if you find anything out of this video, but make up your mind at the end of the video, by the way. So let's get into it. And the first reason was because this year there was a literally untapped access for every single garden predator in the book to enter without needing any sort of like validation to get in here. I'll be completely real with you guys. The biggest culprit this year were the squirrels, birds, and raccoons. And I don't know why prior to this year we didn't have any big issues with it. The raccoons in particular were vicious this year. But they only attacked one plant, and that was my zucchini plants. And that is why we don't have any. And the one zucchini plant we did have left, as you can clearly see here, also got brutally annihilated by those raccoons that want to come in here and pretty much just destroy everything they see in their sight. Not just chickens. Yes, they're the main reason why they're actually over here is because of my chickens. Not even just the chickens, just the chicken feed. I don't know why they like chicken feed, but it's got to stop soon. Because in all honesty, it's really annoying, especially when I open up that door lightly at night, even sometimes at like 10:30 p.m. Like, I'm about to go to bed soon, I open up the door, I look out that door, and I see this raccoon eyes staring back at me about a foot off the ground, maybe a little bit less. And then I go out there and he's not there because he's too scared. But over here, of course, nothing really good came out of my zucchinis this year. We did get a really good harvest back in June, but by the end of the month is when they started dying and I started noticing that they were getting eaten by something. And that's how I knew that they weren't dying because of soil. Something was actually getting in here and ruthlessly murdering my poor zucchini. This is what's left of one. As you can clearly see, we actually ripped them out of the ground because of that. But another big predator we had this year were the birds. And they had a big problem every year, but this year they were relentless. There was something about this spring that really allowed for every single thing out of the book to come in here. Like, I hadn't seen this many birds or this many pests since 2019. It's almost like they took like a 4-year break and then this year decided to go all in. They literally robbed us of every single strawberry in the book. So much so that from these almost 250 estimation strawberry plants, we got a total of 3 strawberries, and every single one of them was blooming too. So that is a sheer disappointment, right? What's even crazier is my blueberries. These guys are 3 years old. They should be producing a lot, but every single time the birds just come in here and say no thank you. And the rabbits too, they're also just as bad, except I haven't really seen a whole lot of I haven't seen a whole lot of stuff that's led me to believe that there's been rabbits in here, but I know they're getting in here for a fact. If we had carrots, they'd be gone. And next was just dealing with the weed problem a bit too late. We've had a ton of weeds come in here. For one, it's these guys, except this is like maybe 4.5 feet tall. There were ones that were almost 7 feet tall. I change the height every time. It's like 6.5 feet tall, right in these rows right here. And they were the whole reason why nothing wanted to grow in here. In fact, nowadays I could just rip everything out of here because I was able to actually get everything in a pile. In fact, right here, this whole pile right here of dead weeds now, we need to run that over with a brush hog. It's literally just from these 2 rows right here. That's how big those plants actually got. And there were some from these rows here as well, but these guys were a bit smaller because I already got to them earlier. So always make sure to deal with your weeding immediately. Always consistently go in here and weed the plants. The reason is because it'll help your garden look incredible. My garden looks amazing right now. This would have looked a whole lot better if we were in the peak of the season in like late June. That's when the garden is the most photogenic because there's flowers, not a lot of fruit. If you want to get the picture of the fruit, that's at the end of July. But it's really photogenic in here, like right at the beginning of summer break, which is like late June, early July. And they really look nice in here. Another thing is that I just haven't really been harvesting frequently. Aside from the fact that I had a certain virus a couple weeks ago, there was tons of opportunity for me to get in here and get all this harvesting work done. But sadly, I just never really felt, other than the times I was doing garden tours, of course. Yesterday I did not yesterday, it was like a couple days ago, I did a really sloppy garden tour. Like, it was like I threw that stuff together last minute. My garden tours are almost always really well planned out. I usually record them in the mid-morning to early afternoon, but if you see it recorded at this hour, it's about to be a really sloppy garden tour. Like, my garden tours are really well edited a lot of the times, and it's very simple too, but the edits are about to get better, as I said, in a couple weeks. Not even in a couple weeks, in a couple days they're about to get better, so guys, subscribe for that, I guess. So yeah, all in all, we had a ton of issues with our garden this year, but there was a ton of issues we were fortunate enough to not have to deal with this year. Like, even bigger problems getting in there, like the deer. The fence solves that problem. But guys, if you want to see a ton of gardening videos, like this one, you enjoy this one, right? If you did, there's a ton of videos just like this one, in this style, and better styles, and worse styles, and your favorite style on the playlist on the screen right now. The best part about it is that they're all from the last 6-7 months. So guys, I will see you there, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. I'm about to go take a little swim before I go in and edit this real quick, and have some dinner, and have some water, you know. But guys, I'll see y'all in the next one. This is literally one of the last videos in this style I'll ever be doing. So guys, rest in peace to the old style. I've used this in 2021. We gotta let on the new one. So catch you guys later.